one of the things I would love to know, and if you want to talk about this, if you feel comfortable, is like, what kind of things as a startup are you doing to get yourself in front of tall women, and how do you even find them?
The first thing was we found a bunch of Facebook groups with thousands and thousands of tall women literally posting links of like, hey, I bought this long sleeve shirt on Amazon. The sleeves are like surprisingly long. Here's the link. Go buy it. And they just share all these links of clothing items that they find that happen to be long, or like the Gap happens to like have a pair of jeans that are extra long. So that has been good. That actually was like a big launching pad for us, because as soon as we built it, we just started dropping it in there, and we had thousands of people come to our site. So that was really, really helpful to us. So that's one way we find them. The other thing is we started dabbling in some like paid advertising, kind of. So we created a style quiz so that to help women, we worked with a stylist on it to help tall women discover their own personal like style profile. Because again, we don't know. We've never had the like luxury of like being able to express ourselves through fashion. We don't know what our style is. So being able to like create these fun experiences for tall women is just super cool and really rewarding. So anyways, we built this thing, and I decided to put some paid ads behind it. And I'm like, in the copy, I just led with, are you a tall woman who struggles to find clothes that fit? Take our style quiz, 2-minute quiz, whatever, get your style. And then like, we obviously capture data on their actual height, but like, as soon as you like lead with that type of language, only tall women are going to see that and react to it or want to take action. So that's another way we've been like building up our email lists and stuff like that. And then actually today I'm going to Staples after this. I've printed off, we've designed basically like little things that I just, when I can see physically with my eyes, customers, right? I can just go up to them and be like, hey, I have this stuff, you're tall.
Oh, I love it.
Like you can't like, if you, I don't know, let's say I have like I make sweaters. You can't just walk up to them and assume their style is what you create, right? But like, I can just walk up to a tall woman, and like 99% of the time, she's going to resonate with the fact that it's really hard to find clothes that fit her body. So I'm going to do more of that. I haven't done a lot of that. And then my co-founder is an Olympic basketball player and WNBA player. And so she has a whole network of people as well. That has helped us a lot. So
that is really cool. I think you had sort of done a breakdown of how to do that the quiz.
It was so powerful.
How to capture leads and how to sort of build out that
It worked so
funnel.
well. Yeah. So I shared it on LinkedIn because it was like, we had been growing our list slowly but surely. And like, for me, I'm an email marketer. I had all the things going, right? Like I had all the things, but like, those only work so well. Right. And so, when we did the quiz, I think it was something like 50, we grew our list like 50 something percent, in 2 months, when like compared to the previous 9 months, we had been like slowly growing it just by doing this quiz. And like, it was fun, and tall women were sharing it with it, like, so it was kind of cool. So, and I think we did it at Chopra too. They had all these like wellness retreats. They were all drastically different. Which retreat is right for you? So I think it lends itself to a lot of businesses. So I'm like, I need to share this because this is kind of a gold mine.
I love it. I think there's like this sort of baked into that is this personalization that we're not just giving you anything generic with that quiz. You're making it personalized and making it sort of custom feeling to the person. But for the people who are listening and watching, and of course, we'll put the link of that specific LinkedIn post where you sort of did the breakdown in the show notes. But if you were to give us like the cliff notes of it, that would be great.
Yeah, just so I used Typeform, which was the tool we used, making sure obviously that the quiz is like something that would provide a ton of value to the person taking it. Like, don't make it about you, make it about them. Keep it short and sweet. I think we ask somewhere between 7 to 10 questions. It takes less than 2 minutes to do. I would do that. And then I would also say, like, I think my advice was to ask like 5 questions that actually will determine the result, but then sprinkle in a couple other ones. Like for me, I wanted to know exactly how tall you were. I wanted to know, we asked also what your body type was, right? So if you're like an H shape or an A or an X or whatever, we can recommend now clothes that flatter those body types, right? So we collected a lot of information that would help us further like personalize the experience for our customers. So definitely do that. And then ask for the emails the very last step, because a lot of people ask like, hey, to get started, what's your email address? People are like, fuck that, I'm out of here. They don't do it. So make them do the like, it's a little psychology here, but like make them get pretty much there and be like, cool, give us your email. We'll email you your results, as well as some like recommendations and stuff like that. And bam.
So you're building out this, or actually, hold on. Let me take one step back for a second. Is for people who are trying to start, their business, they're trying to start like a new product. I think what you talked about is that you went where the conversation was already happening. You found those Facebook groups, for example, and you plugged into that, and you started to observe, okay, what's happening here, and then you were able, and that's basically like talking to your users, understanding your users.
It's gold. I literally just scroll through there and just look at the conversations that are happening to help us inform how we can best help. It's cool. Yeah.
And so for anybody out there who's got no budget and they're like, I don't have like some smart, just go where the conversation's happening. Just listen to what people are saying.
Forums, there's a lot of conversations on Twitter or on Reddit, depending on who your customer is, right? Look at like what the trending TikTok videos are of people complaining about There is always a way. You just have to be a little bit enterprising. You have to have some agency, and once you find that pulse, and then you sort of double down on that pulse. And then the other thing that you talked about is when you do these targeted lead capturing sort of to build out your funnel and all that stuff, you're focusing on the people and their pain points and not necessarily trying to sell a product. And even that quiz, you're trying to learn more about them. So that even makes it even more custom and tailored to that audience. I don't know how much that plays into, hooking them in and getting their interest and ask. So it's like, give. I want to learn more about you, and then ask for their email. So when you get their email, what typically happens after that? Yeah. So they'll give you your email, and then based on their answers to the questions, depending on how they answered the question, it assigned points to the different outcomes of the quiz. And so whichever outcome has the most points, that's their quiz result, right? It's like when I was in high school, I'd be like, who's your dream boyfriend, Nick Carter or Justin Timberlake, right? And you like fill out these quizzes and it tells you who, whatever. It's the same idea. So it's fun, and you give them their result based on their preferences and what they said. You could stop there. But what we did was we then triggered that result to them through email. Actually, the first thing we did on the landing page that shows the result, we tell them about it. Our stylist wrote a little blurb about like things that you should like gravitate to like further express your style, blah, blah, blah. And then the secondary thing was like, oh, hey, we also have a collection of products that match. So we basically mapped all of our products to each of the 6 style profiles.
Oh my God.
And was like, so like for me, I'm the timeless minimalist.
I'm having goosebumps. Like, love it.
Nice.
Love it.
So my profile was the timeless minimalist. And so it would say shop the timeless minimalist collection. And it was only products that like match that preference, right?
Love it.
So we did that. So we would trigger the email with the result as well as link out to that thing. And then we have those on our website. So people can be like, if people are like, oh, well, what's the timeless minimalist collection? Because they haven't done the quiz. We have a call to action to take the quiz. That gets us more data about how tall they are, who they are, their preferences. And then that can inform, like, we are not there yet. I'm not going to sound like we're bigger than we are. But like my vision here is that we have a whole like product personalization recommendation engine that like takes in their style preference, takes in their height and like the actual data around like their measurements or stuff they've bought previously. And we're only marketing to them like the stuff that is for them. We're not there yet. We market to everybody the same way right now for the most part. So we'll get there.
That's a good goal and good vision to have, is to have predictive sort of AI, algorithm sort of working in the background, and being that sartorial sort of.
I would say this is like a way. It's not quite AI. Like I want to have that eventually, like algorithms and all that fancy stuff. But I think quizzes are a really cool way to like bootstrap your way to that, right? Like
yes, be scrappy, and like even the thing that you're saying, you're gonna go print out pamphlets or whatever that thing is, and hand them out one by one. I love it. I love the scrappiness. And having that ingenuity, finding those little crevices where there's opportunity to make things happen. Love it. Okay, so